See, what I love about dating is that the more and more experiences that you get and that you have, you start to see patterns, right? You know, I heard a woman say last week, like, man, like what I love about dating is that you get data points. Because what she means by that is that you start to see, man, women that like me, they do certain things. And women that don't like me, they do certain things. This is why I can speak the way I do, because I've had so many failures in my life. I've had so many successes in my life. I've been on both ends of the stick. So I understand certain patterns, right? And the goal for me is to not waste my time, to not get played. Because a lot of times what you got to understand, when it comes to dating, people are not going to really be that upfront. A woman ain't finna tell you, nigga, I don't like you. You got to figure that out on your own. You got to watch a woman's actions. That's the thing. Don't worry about what she's saying. Watch her actions. How is she moving? So I want to discuss signs after a date that she's not rocking with you. Like, how do you know if a woman is rocking with you after the date? Because a lot of times we spend too much time invested into a woman who's showing us she don't want us, but we catch on when it's too late. But the goal is to catch on right away. So we're going to go ahead and go through these signs. All right. So the first one is she doesn't come back to your spot after the date. Now, if you ain't got your own spot, this one is going to be hard for you to tell or to notice. But what I notice is that women that like me or feel comfortable, because I'm at a point now, I'm going to make every woman I'm with feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And a woman has to feel comfortable, especially to come over to your spot, right? And what I notice is, man, women, they're good at giving you good excuses. They'll give you the most perfect excuse. But what I notice is when a woman doesn't come back to your spot after you didn't had a good date or whatever it is, that's a problem. Unless y'all are super far away from your spot. Now, if you over 30 minutes away from your spot, that's one thing. But if your spot right down the street and she's having a good time, but she's like, oh, no, I don't want to come back to your spot, that's the first sign that she doesn't like you. Now, this may not be true 100% of the time, right? Some women may just not come back to your spot for the first time for whatever reason. But for the most part, and when y'all see me list the rest of these points, what I'm saying right now is going to make complete sense, because her not coming to your spot is the first domino that will fall to show that she doesn't like you. Because women will give you the best excuses. Oh, I got to go meet with my friend. Oh, I've been out all day and I'm really tired. But guess what? The one thing you'll hear a lot from women is, oh, the next time, we'll come over. You know what I'm saying? I'll come over. Because for me, what I say is like, hey, we should go back to my spot, play some Uno, talk about life, something very harmless, right? And a lot of times what you hear is, oh man, the next time we'll do it. We'll do it the next time. And what that means is we'll never do it. That's what she really means by that. We'll never do it. Now, again, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen 100% of the time. Some women you deal with may not come back to your spot on the first time, and they still may end up rocking with you. But what I mean is, when I list the rest of these signs, you're going to understand what I mean. So that's the first thing. She don't want to come back to your spot. So the second thing that I notice of a woman not rocking with you after the date is when she gets home, she doesn't text you she made it home. And I'm starting to notice this with women, because I picked up this trend that women that don't like you or don't want nothing more, they won't text you that they made it home. And for me, it's like, that's kind of weird, because I'm used to women even texting me that even if they don't rock with me. But what I noticed is you almost got to hit them up to see if they made it home. So either she won't text you she made it home, or she'll text you home. It's like, you ain't have a good time. You didn't enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing at all, just home. Because what you got to think about is, when a woman likes you, from what I've seen, is when they make it home, they're not going to only say home. They're going to say, hey, I made it home, had such a good time, have a good night type of deal. They're going to give you sentences. They're going to let you know that they had a good time. Women who don't like you, they're going to hit you in a one word. I promise you, in the last year and a half, any woman that didn't take me serious after the first date or didn't want to move things forward after the first date, they'll text me home, or it'll be like an hour after the date and I got to hit them up. Because to me, I'm a respectful dude, so I just want to make sure you straight. And it's like, oh yeah, made it home, just about to text you. But what you'll realize is women that say that, home, those are the same women that didn't come to your crib after the first date, and now they just texting you, home. Oh yeah, she's not into it. Not at all. The next way to know if she's not rocking with you is if you hit her up days later and the energy isn't there, right? I remember I went out on a date with this chick probably like a couple weeks ago, right? And, you know, she hit me with the same thing. I remember, like, she didn't come to my crib afterwards. I didn't really pick up on it like that. But then what I noticed is she didn't text me when she got home. So that's when I started to catch on, like, So, of course, I'm playing it out. So a couple days later, I called her, right? Just to check up on her. I called her, and she didn't answer. And she texted me right away. What did she text me? She texted me right away, hey, did you just call? And I remember I texted back like, yeah, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, check in to see how you doing. And I remember she texted me back like 30, 40 minutes after that and said, oh, I'm good. Didn't even call me back. Just said, oh, I'm good. So I knew then and there, like, oh, I see what type of time she on. You know what I'm saying? I see what type of time she on. I see you, baby girl. I see that you don't really rock with me like that. It's all good. But me bringing that up, what you'll notice is when you hit a woman up that didn't come to your crib after the date and she didn't text you that she made it home, what you'll notice is the energy starts to fall off. She starts to text you back. Last week, she was texting me back maybe 10, 15 minutes after the message or within that time. But now it's like hours at a time, maybe days later. One word messages. Hey, I just seen your text. Hey, I was just about to text you back. Hey, I got a lot, you know what I'm saying, going on right now. They hit you with all these excuses. So the energy starts to fall off. And that's why I said it all starts with them not coming to your crib. Now, don't get me wrong, right? There's going to be women that'll come over your crib after the first date and you'll never see them again after that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's going to be outliers, right? But what I mean is with these points that I'm listing so far of not coming to your crib, not texting you that they made it home, dry a couple days after the date, these are all signs that she's not into you. Because a woman ain't going to be straight up with you and tell you what she's really feeling. You got to pick up on the signs. Like I remember a couple months ago, I went out on a date with a chick. We went to go get some drinks at a bar, which I shouldn't have done. And on the whole time, she's like, man, I'm having such a good time. I'm having fun. Good drinks flowing. I just passed my test earlier today. I think she was trying to get like a real estate license or whatever. And I remember, you know, I tried to get her to my spot afterwards. It was like, oh, I've been out all day and we'll do it the next time. Boom, I get to the crib. No text, I made it home or nothing. So I'm texting like, did you got to the crib? And she was like, yeah, I meant to text you. I made it home. Okay, boom. Days later, now she's texting me back hours at a time. So the point I'm making to you is that what you'll notice is when a woman doesn't like you, they typically show the same signs. They're typically going to slowly fall off. And that's your sign to pick up on she ain't rocking with you like that. And then the last thing is she doesn't initiate contact or she doesn't make herself available to you after the date. This is typically the last thing you will see. Like you may bring up in the text like, hey, we should link up. You may get no text back, or she may say, hey, I got a lot going on. I'll let you know. When a woman starts to do that, when a week ago you were saying you had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday available, just let me know. But now all of a sudden, I'm not sure. So when a woman starts to do that, you'll understand like, okay, she's not really rocking with me, right? Because the more and more women that you deal with, you start to see the patterns, right? And I'm not saying that all women are the same, but what I mean is women that like you act the same and women that don't like you act the same. So that's why I said like her not coming to your spot after the date is not a clear indicator that she's not going to rock with you. It's that second sign that you're going to have to pay attention to. After she don't come to the crib and then she get home and she sends you the dry home text or she doesn't text you at all, that's when you should completely just stop texting her or hitting her up. That's when you got to walk away. Because a woman who likes you is going to say, hey, I had such a good time tonight. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a good night. But a woman who doesn't like you going to text you, home. Home. That's it. That's all I get. After you didn't come to my crib, I paid for the date. And I just get a home text? Really? Oh, I'm good. It's time for me to walk, baby girl. I'm gone. because I ain't got time for that. I already know what's coming next. I already know days later you ain't finna hit me up. I'm gonna have to hit you up. You're gonna be dry. You're gonna give me all these excuses. Oh, I'm good. Unfortunately, this is the sucky part about dating, right? Because you could have the best vibes with a woman. You can have the best experience. You can have such a good time. She can literally say out of her mouth, I'm having such a good time. And her actions are going to really tell you how she really feels, because what's going to happen is she's going to slowly fall off. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman is not going to be upfront and just like completely block you or not. Now, you got crazy psychotic women out there that will block you if they're not really rocking with you, but for the most part, some women are just gonna slowly let you down. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna text you that they made it home. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna initiate any contact. If you hit them up, they may respond a couple hours later, but they're not gonna make plans with you. They're not gonna be too available, and they're just hoping that you pick up on the sign that they don't like you. But it's okay, because there's women out there who would do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? And this is why vetting is important. Because as a man, we don't have time to waste. And the more you go after this woman who doesn't like you, the more emotionally invested you're going to be. The more it's going to take away from your craft. When instead, you can be using that as data points for when you deal with another woman. You can say, okay, this woman is doing the same thing she did. Okay, she don't really like me. Let me move on. You know what I'm saying? Let me move on type shit. So like I say, man, on every video, man, we just must continue to put ourselves first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always, guys. And until the next time, deuces.